It wouldn't really be Hogwarts without a few cute ghosts hanging around, and thankfully Hogwarts Legacy doesn't shy away from including some ghosts in the game. The magical RPG will slowly make its way to more platforms over the next few months, but there are already plenty of ghosts players can look forward to when they finally enter the magical world. Friendlier. Because of their immortal nature, most of the ghosts below also appear in the Harry Potter series, which takes place about 100 years after the events of the game. The same cannot be said for the opposite human characters, many of whom will be generations ahead of those seen in the books and movies, but some connections can still be drawn. For example, in Hogwarts Legacy, Headmaster Phineas Black is related to Sirius Black. Those well-versed in the lore of Harry Potter would recognize many of the ghosts, if not the students and staff, but they may not know the causes of each of their deaths. Hogwarts Legacy will feature Headless Nick. Perhaps the most recognizable ghost in Harry Potter is Headless Nick, the ghost of Gryffindor House. In the 15th century, Sir Nicholas de Mimsy Porpington was a famous court magician. One fateful day, he meets a woman named Greaves, who asks Nick to straighten his crooked teeth. Nick obeyed, but unfortunately the spell backfired and gave her ivory instead. Not surprisingly, Mrs. Greaves didn't take kindly to this, so it wasn't long before Nick was locked up and his wand taken away. Soon after, in 1492, he was executed with an extremely blunt axe, which required 45 attempts to decapitate him. Peeves will annoy traditional Hogwarts students. Even though Peeves was haunted by Harry Potter, Peeves was still able to correct the film's horrendous mistakes by incorporating more of Hogwarts heritage into the story from the game's preview. And judging by what we've seen in the trailer, it looks like his potential will finally be realized in the game. Unlike most of the other characters on this list, Peeves' haunted status means he's never really human. Technically, he was never born and never died. In fact, he has haunted Hogwarts since its founding in 993. Wreaking havoc on the staff and students chosen by Hogwarts founders. The characters of Hogwarts Legacy are also not left without his rant. Professor Bean's teaching legacy at Hogwarts. Another familiar face in Harry Potter is Professor Bean, the history of magic professor at Hogwarts Legacy. When he was human, Cuthbert Bean's lessons were equally boring, with monotone voices and bland study materials that made his students sleepy. Professor Bean of Hogwarts heritage died earlier than expected and became a ghost before the 1890s. He died peacefully in his sleep, curled up by the fireplace in the Hogwarts staff lounge, but little has changed since his death. He got up to teach the history of magic and didn't realize he was a ghost until he discovered he could levitate overboard. Students will be delighted to attend his classes at Hogwarts Heritage. The Bloody Baron becomes Hogwarts Legacy. As the ghost of Slytherin House, students are sure to find the Bloody Baron floating around the school. Although he didn't appear in the game's showcase or trailer, his death takes place in the 11th century, meaning he will serve as Slytherin's vengeful spirit during the game's events. In real life, the Bloody Baron was madly in love with Helen Ravenclaw, the daughter of Rowena Ravenclaw, who founded one of the 4 Hogwarts Legacy houses that the player can choose from. When Helen refused him, he stabbed her to death and then killed himself with the same knife. Hogwarts Legacy will also include the Grey Lady, a victim of the Blood Baron. Helen Ravenclaw was also turned into a ghost and has since been known as the Grey Lady. During her lifetime, Helen was one of the first students at Hogwarts, but she never completed her magical education. Jealous of her mother's unique wisdom, she stole Rowena's crown and fled to Albania at a young age, hoping the artifact would grant her the greatest wisdom. Rowena is dying, so she sends the Bloody Baron to look for her. After her death, Helen returned to the school as a Ravenclaw ghost, meaning players will encounter this shy and brooding ghost in Hogwarts Legacy. Fat Brother will appear in Hogwarts Legacy. The Fat Friar will also represent Hufflepuff, a house that attracts players of Hogwarts heritage. Unlike the other house ghosts, the date of Fat Brother's death is unknown, but given that he studied magic with Helga Hufflepuff, it's safe to assume that he left the realm of the living long before the events of the game. True to his family's location, the Fat Monk's death was actually his own kindness. As a priest, he often showed mercy to those suffering from smallpox and used magic to instantly heal them. Other members of the church quickly became suspicious and executed the Fat Monk. Fastidio from Hogwarts Legacy is a mysterious ghost. Unlike the aforementioned familiar faces from Harry Potter, a new ghost has been confirmed so far. Not much is known about Fastidio, as he barely appeared in the PlayStation Legacy of Hogwarts trailer for the PlayStation exclusive Haunted Hogsmeade, which PlayStation posted on YouTube. His name is revealed through the video's subtitles, and he can be heard speaking to the player characters in a menacing voice, warning them of the dangers in the store. An image from the upcoming book The Art and Making of the Hogwarts Legacy confirms Fastidio's ghostly nature. Hogwarts estate is already full of the living, and it appears to be full of the dead. When players finally enter the wizarding world, they will encounter these 7 ghosts. A healthy mix of helpful and mischievous faces, they're sure to cause some chaos around the school, but will still probably lift the spirits of the Hogwarts Legacy players. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and support my channel.